Good morning. What an honor it is to come together in this new energy. Yes. You are changing. And it is so, so good. And remember all of the times that you have mentioned to others that it is best to not judge this path. We will say the same is very true in these moments. The light workers are anchoring light, higher and higher levels of fifth and sixth dimensional energies. Their bodies are going through a process, and their intuition is calling them into something that they may see or believe is a thing of the past. You may find yourself wanting to be more alone. You may find yourself needing more time and sacred space to reflect on your own thoughts and feelings. You are anchoring new levels of light. You are anchoring the transition into the internal fifth dimensional plane. And we want you to trust yourself. And we want you to trust this unknown space. You know your higher self enough now, at this point in your journey, Lightworker, to lean in, to be present fully, to allow your personality and your soul, your higher self, to really begin to merge, blend, embody in this physical space, to be the eyes through which you see this reality. The eyes through which you see yourself and what you're capable of and what you're here to do and how you serve when you cross the bridge into the fifth dimension. Because we haven't quite talked about this before, it's been a little advanced information. But the collective needs to know that the way you will serve will change the higher you go into dimension. The more your collective goes into fifth dimensional embodiment, there will be no need for crystal to channel for others, because all beings can channel. All beings can connect into telepathy and flows of communication with different dimensions. Everyone can do that. And she knows this. She knows there is a great transition ahead, where she will really no longer be needed in this space as a bridge. But right now, the light workers are being called to cross that inner bridge into fifth dimensional stability, into fifth dimensional deep understanding, so that you can really begin to shift yourself. You feel the frequency calling you. You know that the time is here. It's time. And there is an ignition. There is a turning on that gets catalyzed when the light workers and way showers and starseeds on the planet right now begin to further their higher self embodiment and begin to create through the eyes of their humanness, but also through the aspects of the higher self. When you let your personality and your understanding of who you are embody your masculine polarity, and you really allow your higher self and soulfulness to embody your higher divine feminine aspects of your upper polarity, and you allow these two things to come into balance in the solar plexus. You allow these two energies to come in fully into the solar plexus and be expressed harmoniously. This is how you are going to enter the fifth dimension. By balancing out your humanness and your soulfulness. By sitting down and thinking things through and reflecting on things, but then also consistently going into spaces where you are in connection with your heart, with Source, in the pieces of you that reside in the middle. Light workers, this is a pivotal time on the planet, and you feel the change whirling within you. You know how this goes. Lean in, surrender, do everything that you're being called to do. A quantum leap is catalyzed by a massive amount of internal change that shifts one's frequency in a matter of a few hours. And also within a few hours, that being that catalyzed all of that change will begin to exude a different frequency and begin to respond to different frequencies, attracting different frequencies at different acceleration rates. And that can feel really good too. You must go internal to meet this new energy and decide what you want. Really proclaim who you are in this space and how you will show up in service. Everyone on the planet will need to know that it starts with service to self. And somebody that may be residing in the third or fourth dimension could look at that information and say, well, that sounds selfish. But when you understand oneness and you understand energetics, you are grounded in your knowing that the power to create change in the collective resides in the amount of change you accept within you, tweaking your frequency into higher understandings, seeking yet still balancing yourself out in joy. Things are not amok. We do promise you that. There is more light on this planet than you can, at times, even comprehend. And it's doing exactly what we thought it would. Better and faster, too. We understand in the lower dimensions you don't see it that way. It is okay. We're going to encourage you to really release your connection, any cords, to time and space, especially time, the when. You have to surrender that, or you will be anchored in the fourth dimension. If you carry a dominant cord of always asking when, about what you are creating, not receiving. Yes, receiving, but receiving from your creation. You can't put the cart before the horse. The energy of when will keep you stuck in loops of time that keep you anchored in a fourth dimensional space. And now that we are in this new energy, most of what we have created is a fifth dimensional creation. It's been a creation between us and our higher selves, us and our higher aspects, connecting deeper to our purpose and what we're going to do, how we're going to show up, how we're going to live our lives as communities and tribes. Those are fifth dimensional creations. You cannot receive that manifestation if you are in a fourth dimensional headspace. Your alignment does matter. So we will just say, stay conscious of your thoughts as you navigate this new energy. Let yourself be reminded of the activations that are happening within you. Give yourself the same advice or information that you would give to another at this time. Many of you listening to this information are already mentoring others. If somebody came to you feeling some of the unknown feelings you are feeling as you go through this massive shift right now, embodying more of your fifth dimensional light, and told you that they were having a bit of a hard time settling, how would you remind them? How would you remind them of who they are? Please give yourself that same love right now. It is so needed. You are transitioning into another dimension, Lightworker. Now, is the whole collective moving forward through this same energy at this time? No. There are many that might not resonate with this message today. We understand that. There are many levels of consciousness that come here. But there is a massive shift going on in the hearts of those that were riding the line between the upper fourth dimension and that fifth dimensional state of being. And the call into the upper dimensions is so strong right now that there are reactions in your mind space and your physical body when you do not listen. Earlier in your ascension, you were balancing out your psyche, releasing any density or trauma. And then after that, the activations moved into your body consciousness. You released even more trauma and aligned your body, started to care about your health more, cared about your body's alignment and the information it was giving you. And then last year, the light workers brought that mind-body healing into coherence. And their intuition and their body consciousness began to merge and work together divinely. This made many really start to anchor their soul, their higher self, into this human space, practicing the information that they were given deeply, raising their consciousness into very high levels of contact, very high levels of information. We are so proud of what you've done. But at this moment, at this phase, at this turning point in the evolution of the Lightworker Collective as they begin to lead humanity into the higher dimensions of heavens and what that can look like on earth again at this time, there is a very, very deep embodiment. The soul must be communicated with on almost every topic. There has to be more back and forth, more integration of this human space and your soul, channeling at the kitchen sink. There is a deeper level of embodiment that is happening right now. And Lightworkers, you are being called to level up everything. But you are also in a phase of deep integration from the energies that have been coming to the planet and what you have been allowing, depending on where your level of ascension is. Be easy with yourself. Give yourself gentle advice, gentle reminders to keep coming back to center, to keep coming back to who you are. Think about things in ways that allow you to tune into what the higher self, the soul aspect, considers on varying topics throughout the day. In any interaction, allow yourself to really assess whether your personality was present, your human personality was present, or your higher self was a little present or a lot present. When you find yourself in, let us find the words. When you find yourself in states of not being able to understand the things that you are feeling right now, the things that you are going through right now, we are going to ask that you go and ground, spend time in nature just a bit, maybe a little walk, but then come back and assess the higher self. How does the higher self feel about this topic that I am concerned about? Gather information from your own consciousness. When you have the information of what the soul feels about this thing, the human tends to shift in frequency and have a little bit of a different perception. This begins to elevate where the human and the soul actually meet, where that merge point is in frequency and alignment. This will also shift that creation point and allow the creations that you are engaging in to then be of a higher caliber of frequency as well. You are not new to the waves of energy that are coming to the planet, Lightworker. Please fine-tune any chords of victimhood that you do see coming up during this time. We love you so much. Stay aware. But there is also a calling back to stillness and a calling back to gratitude, a calling back to surrendering, to being in a lighthearted, receptive mode, allowing a little bit more of playfulness to be your avenue of coming back into neutrality so that these downloads can really take hold. Be invested in your own life right now. I know many of you are feeling that you can't be bothered by the others. This is good. When you enter into a new phase of your own ascension, depending on how quickly you need to move through some information, you may be feeling a feeling of pulling back, pulling away from anything. Do not judge yourself during this time. You probably have not felt the level of upgrades that you are going through right now, the level of shift that you are being called to right now for 5 years. This is getting quite strong, and it is so good. And the stronger it gets, know that the closer you are, your body will remind you. You are embodying light, way shower. Give yourself the time that you need. Go play, take pictures, take notes, write. Be very present with your life. Come back to gratitude. Let yourself lift again. We've been doing a lot of work to get here, and it's brought down our vibration just a bit. And there's a craving for your heart chakra to really come back home. Come back into these higher dimensional essences. To feel into this new frequency that's on the planet that you helped anchor in so many ways. It's now time to receive it. Let the new energy in. These are massive heart activations. Stay steady in your breath and make sure that you are hydrated. Setting your intention in the morning will remind your psyche, your energy field, that there is a goal, that there is a focus. Please do not overlook these small practices. Please do not overlook how powerful it is to direct your focus, to set your intent. The rest of you will follow. You are becoming, you are receiving all of the beautiful energy that you've been anchoring here through the years. It's going to feel foreign to not care about the things that you once felt so passionate about. But the things that you are passionate about in the third and fourth dimension, you may not be passionate about in the fifth and sixth dimension. And these are the energies that you are tuning into now, way shower. Give yourself the advice you would give others. Do the practices and sacred protocols that you would advise the others. Follow your intuition so closely. This is the time of merging your consciousness. This is the time of embodying the higher self. This is going to allow you to stabilize in a fifth dimensional frequency. And as you come into harmony with that energy, everything in your reality will change. Everything in your reality will change. You will experience new earth before the others. But the shift for everyone is very close. And we know you can feel the pressure that is coming in this light, the urgency that is present in these upgrades. Yes, there is an urgency. There is an urgency for you to merge into the totality of who you are. There is an urgency for you to come into this union. There is an urgency that you merge and blend your masculine and feminine energy. There is an urgency. Because in the moments that you do this, in the moments that you take that action, once again, you anchor that for humanity. And humanity is on the verge of major shifts. There are things that are coming that will unfold in the collective energy, and it is a beautiful byproduct of what has been manifesting from humanity over the last few years. But there is also a very massive internal shift that is ready for you, right here, right now. And it has nothing to do with them. It's just you and Source. You and all that is. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's always been you, sweet being of light. And now you get to embody it, and you get to feel it, and you get to know it. You get to know it so deeply, so unwavering. You get to know it, Lightworker. You did it. And we are proud. Keep going. You are undertaking a massive shift. Let it move you. You have taught yourself to be fluid. You have taught yourself to take the highs with the lows. You have taught yourself to be in the void of creation. Ride these waves. Every moment you go through this undoing is a moment that gets added to the joy of your breakthrough. You know how this goes. You know how this goes. Let the light in. Let the light in. Deepen the openness in your heart, Lightworker. Become unconditional. Keep becoming unconditional, unconditional, unconditional. Come back to the whole of who you are. Come back to oneness time and time again. You are where your power is. You, right here, right now. Call in yourself. Call them in. Create deep sacred space to keep anchoring this. The Lion's Gateway will be huge this year for all who have been attuning their hearts to the light. It will be massive grounding of everything you've done, everything you've become. It's all ready for you. This is it. You know what to do. Massive changes all at once, creating quantum leaps. The light of who you are is inside of you. You've anchored it so many times. And all we need you to do is keep putting these walls down around your heart and believe. Believe. Believe it for you, Lightworker. Believe it for you. It's your time. It's your moment. The love that we have for you is so immense that if we were to give you a quarter of it, we would blow your system. So we'll give you these bits and bobs. That's what Crystal likes to call it. To keep calling your heart back. Just keep calling your heart back. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And our love for you is so big. So big. You're ready. And you have everything that you need. We are complete.